Hi, my name is Kim Wolf, and I am married to the president and founder of Soul Survivor Outdoor. And last year, I had the opportunity to come on staff, which has been just an amazing blessing, not only to me, but to furthering the organization's goals. So, with Soul Survivor Outdoor, I get to share the story of how we impact the lives of our active duty service members with not only the great and fun events that we get to host them at, but the truth that we get to share with them, which is the gospel of Christ. These are individuals who get to experience a unique activity, some of them for the very first time, some of them again, but with the social construct of being amongst their peers and their fellow soldiers, Marines, sailors, and it just lends a different perspective for them to be able to have that shared experience. I get to pass that wonderful story on to our donors and supporters through all the marketing and communications that I direct. Soul Survivor started with my husband's idea that every active duty service member was deserving for an opportunity to hear the gospel of Christ. They are constantly under stress. Just the nature of the duty of lifting your right hand and swearing to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, taking that place for the ordinary American citizens on the front lines to defend their freedom. It just comes with so much baggage that a normal, ordinary civilian job may or may not. Just to give them that opportunity to have that relaxation, that time away from their job, and the opportunity to know that they are uniquely made and that their identity needs to be found not just in the uniform that they wear, but in the fact that God created them. I do have the opportunity to go to many of the events that Soul Survivor hosts. And just today here in Texas was on a trail ride with a great, amazing group of Marines, and their commanding officer addressed the group at the end of our day and basically just said, it's just a wonderful opportunity for them to be able to gather together in a setting like Soul Survivor provided, and what it did for just the unit cohesion for them and how it made them a team, how it just contributed to the success of their mission. And that's a perfect outgrowth of the time and event that Soul Survivor tries to give our active duty service members. When I'm at Soul Survivor events, one of the best things is when the event is wrapping up and everybody's had a great time, and you see the progression of the service members from when they arrive and they're kind of closed. They're not quite sure what to expect even, and they're kind of maybe checking their phone a little bit too much, and then they start the activity, whether it's skydiving, trail riding, or whatever it happens to be, and then through that amazing and fun experience, they're opening themselves up to just the shared experience with their fellow service members, and then through the talk that we give from one of our amazing teammates and speakers that help us out, they get the opportunity to consider what it is that they are made for and whose they are, not just what they do. And when things wrap up, you get those little personal interactions that are left. And just the other day, I had one Marine come up to me and say, "This was perfect. I needed to be here. I really was in a hard place and I needed to hear this today." And so it's just God working through the message that we get to share and delivering it to just so many people that need to hear the truth. I think one of the best things about volunteering with Soul Survivor for anybody who has joined us is they also realize that we're not just serving the active duty military, but we also get that blessing of being able to be used in God's plan for that moment in time in those lives. One story I want to share about donors and just the impacts they have with the Soul Survivor mission is not a day goes by almost that we don't get an email or a phone call from a chaplain or a commander saying, "Hey, can you come here? Can you come see my unit? Can my unit jump in? How do I get you guys to do an event for us?" There is earthly treasure that we need to have to run a ministry, and so, but God provides. There was a time where we were wondering, okay, how do we expand further? We're not really sure what to do. We couldn't give a yes at that moment when we had that phone call. And Rick literally went down to the mailbox. He opened the mail. He had a what looked like a bank envelope no idea where it came from. He opened it up, and it was the money we needed to go to that next step for that next unit. And he just started laughing. And then he comes back to the house and told me it was just God's provision. God is working. Since we started in 2014, we have hosted over 11,000 active duty service members at events across the nation. In 2020, we expanded from California into Texas, from Texas into Tennessee this year, and we're hoping to go into Colorado soon. We just couldn't do it without donors who have a heart for the military and who want to see the gospel go forth. It's just exciting to see how God is working. He continues to provide abundantly. He is moving across the nation with Soul Survivor, and we hope you join in. We'd love to have you on the team.